Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. Today I'm going to be making a polenta dish, a fusion polenta dish. You can guess where the cultural influences lie. Polenta is popular in Italy. It was popular in ancient times in Italy, and it is in fact one of the oldest dishes enjoyed in human history. Enjoyed by the ancient Sumerians in Mesopotamia, it was known as a peasant's dish, and back in the day they used spelt and millet to make the polenta. Nowadays, we're more familiar with the corn version. If you make this dish yourself, you will be convinced it is not a pauper's dish because it is rich in flavor. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking! This is a delicious polenta meal we're going to be making today. And I'm going to cut up our tofu into smaller cubes. I am going to marinate the entire block of tofu, but we won't need the entire block for this dish, so it will be ready to go for the next day and the next day. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of our liquid smoke. And I'll add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And 1 tablespoon of maple syrup just to balance out the flavors. And I'm adding 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Give it a nice mix. And I'm adding some smoked paprika. We are going for that smoky flavor after all, as you probably noted. Give it a nice mix here. And we're gonna pop a lid on, pop it in the fridge, and keep it there for at least 1 hour. I'm just gonna chop up 3 cloves of garlic. Here we have 2 tablespoons of Earth Balance, our garlic, salt, and pepper. Now we're gonna boil some water so that we can rehydrate our dried mushrooms. Here's our polenta. We're just gonna make some slices. We'll just cut it into discs and try to keep the slices even. In ancient Rome, a softer version of polenta was used, and they used ground spelt. In northeast Italy, the Friulians were the first to use corn polenta, and corn was referred to as a Turkish grain because during those times anything that was imported from far away was automatically assumed to be Turkish. In Venice they would make a type of corn biscuit starting off in 1492 CE, so it is debated as to the exact origins of polenta. Polenta is also enjoyed specifically in the Balkans and Switzerland, although it is widely known worldwide nowadays in our modern age. Here we have our wild dried mushrooms, a melange. We're going to be using fresh mushrooms as well, so we'll just rehydrate these dried mushrooms. The combination will add to a depth of flavor. And we're going to reserve the liquids, so remember that. We'll set our mushrooms aside, and I'm going to slice up some red onion. And I'm just destemming our mushrooms here and slicing up our cremini and shiitake mushrooms. These are our fresh mushrooms. I chopped up an additional 3 cloves of garlic. So we'll just coat our polenta discs with some olive oil. And we'll add some salt and a fresh grinding of pepper. Polenta was and is popular in northern Italy, and the porridge version was most popular with farmers of northern Italy, and in fact they would have this for most of their meals. This may remind you of grits. However, the type of corn used for grits and polenta are two different types of corn. They have a different texture to them. Have you had polenta yourself? If so, let me know in the comments. Do you prefer the softer version or the molded version? We're going to preheat our oven to 425, and we have our mortar and pestle here. We're going to add some cumin seeds, and we'll add some coriander seeds, and we'll grind and crush them up. You don't have to overdo it. We just want to release the aromas. We're going to have Brussels sprouts as our side. We season them with salt, pepper, and cayenne, and a little bit of oil. So we'll just place our polenta and Brussels sprouts on our grill. Remember to flip them. We'll preheat our stovetop to medium, get our pan hot, some oil in our pan. Just a light amount of oil to coat the pan. We'll add our crushed cumin and coriander seeds. Add our red onion. I'm adding our mushrooms on the side here because I don't want the juices from the mushrooms to interfere with the onions as of yet. We're adding our smoked tofu. Now I'm adding the garlic in the mix. We'll mix it all together. We'll add some salt. Add some pepper. It's time to deglaze the pan now, so we'll add our mushroom liquid. We have a lot of beautiful flavors going on. We'll just give our Brussels sprouts a flip, as well as the polenta. And here we have some pomegranate. This is going to be used for the finishing touch. And our lime, cut it in half, we'll get some zest going here. And some fresh lime juice. The Brussels sprouts are cooked to my liking, so now it's time to pour over our vegan garlic butter. And we're just going to pop it back in the oven to keep everything nice and warm. I'll add a touch more of cayenne, not too much. Over here in this dish, we're gonna add 1 cup of our unsweetened vegan coconut yogurt. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of our curry powder and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, some salt, and some pepper. We'll add in our lime juice and our lime zest. Mix it up nicely. And I'm just gonna taste it and see how I like it. I felt just a touch of maple syrup will be nice to even out the flavors. This is optional, of course. Our chopped mint is going to be for the finishing touch. So now it's plating time, so we'll place our polenta on the plate, our wild mushroom and tofu mixture on top of the polenta, add our Brussels sprouts on the side here, we'll add some salad on the side. We'll add our curry sauce over top of our polenta. We'll add our pomegranate on top of our polenta and our fresh mint. Now it's ready to go, and I'm excited. It's that time again. I get to try the delicious food that I made. The moment I've been waiting for. Maybe you've been waiting for it too. Okay, we're gonna dive into the polenta first. It's a little crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. You're gonna make sure we have all the components in the mix here with the mushroom here. All mixed together with the sauce, the tofu. The little pop of mint is nice, of course. One more bite before I go on to the Brussels sprouts. Nice contrast of flavors, and you can always make it more spicy, add some chilies. The sauce is nice, a combination with the mushroom depth of flavor. Now on to our grilled garlicky Brussels sprouts. It's nice to take a moment to appreciate it. Appreciate all the flavors. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a new video every Monday. We're keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit!